is the Philadelphia 76ers. It's been a rough season, Colin. There's your boy, Joel Embiid, in street clothes. The Sixers are 7-15, 12th in the East, and Embiid, man, at least they have him back in the lineup. The former MVP recently talked about recovering from his knee injuries. It's been extremely depressing. It's something that hasn't been figured out, and it's been extremely annoying because I would love to play every single game. I mean, Embiid is not like in his late 30s or even mid 30s. He's still a youngish guy. And for all these injuries, and he's always in street clothes, I feel like we've seen peak Joel Embiid probably.
We've seen peak Sixers. Let's stop the game.
Wait a minute. I had credible NBA reporters this summer. I saw they were saying this is the best big three in the league with Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George.
I sold my Embiid stock 2 years ago. I'm done. I like Paul George and Maxey. But
they're not going anywhere.
You're not winning an NBA championship if Joel Embiid in May and June is the centerpiece of your team. He struggled in the Olympics. He was the only guy that didn't fit the Olympic team. When are people going to come to terms with individually gifted? Team fabric, not great. He is not. Now you can say, well, if you look at the net rating for the Sixers, I'm not saying he can't make them better. But when you put him with stars in the world stage, he was the only star that didn't fit.
That is so 1,000% not true. Joel Embiid had huge moments in the Olympics, okay? And LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, they all absolutely praised him. LeBron specifically called him out in a positive during one of the post game. I forget which game it was exactly, but it was like the semifinals, or I forget exactly which one it was. Where he specifically said, "Man, we really needed, Joel," and like absolutely praised him. He struggled a little bit in the beginning, especially working with stars, because he actually never played with real actual stars throughout his career. He had Jimmy Butler for 5 seconds, okay? And James Harden is not a real star player that you play with, because James Harden was also a shell of himself, and again, is not exactly the type of star player who knows how to play collaboratively. Whereas all these other players, Steph has played with Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green. Kevin Durant has played with Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook. Like he's played all of these other stars. LeBron James has played with AD, has played with Dwayne Wade, Bosh. So you're right. All of these other established stars have had the luxury of actually playing with stars. Who did Joel Embiid play with? Oh, that's right, Ben Simmons. How's Ben Simmons doing right now? I recall Colin Cowherd saying, "Oh, hey, you know what? We don't need LeBron James anymore. We got Ben Simmons. We're good." So no, that's just nonsense. Yeah. Joel Embiid needs to learn how to play with stars. It's a failure of Philly to be able to deliver that to him. Just like LeBron James needed to learn, just like Dwayne Wade needed to learn, Kevin Durant needed to learn, all these players needed to learn. The failure of Joel Embiid is the failure of the Philadelphia 76ers organization, as well as just bad luck with injuries. Joel Embiid is an injury-prone person. It's awful. As someone who's had a lot of injuries over his life, it's just a bummer, man. I'm an incredibly healthy person. I eat incredibly healthy. Like to this insane degree. People think I'm an insane person. I work out. Actually, I've been into health and wellness since I was literally, no exaggeration, 10 years old. I was reading the back of cereal boxes trying to figure out how much iron and zinc is in this before I even knew what that was. And yet I still got plenty of injuries. It just is what it is. So it's always frustrating when they put that on Joel Embiid. And it says again, say he didn't fit. He was needed. He was absolutely needed. He was an integral part. So don't take that away from him now. Don't have revisionist history. Was it 100% smooth sailing? No. But it was needed. He was needed. And he talked about he learned a lot. He has not been given the luxury of playing with superstars and Hall of Famers. And again, don't give me this nonsense of Jimmy Butler and because it's James Harden. James Harden was a shell of himself, also injured, out of shape, unhappy, We know that. He's like one of the worst players to play with. Doesn't step up in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler, he had him for not even a season. And when he played in the playoffs with the 76ers, it was all lows. He did not play like the Jimmy Butler that we know. And then he had Ben Simmons, and we know the disaster of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was on path to be an all-time great and has essentially become irrelevant. I'm more relevant than Ben Simmons. So it's just insane. And then, yeah, now you got Tyrese Maxey, but the dude is a kid. When he's been playing with Joel Embiid, he's like 22, 23, 20. I mean, it takes years for NBA players to like really get in their prime, to really get there. That's why they don't win rings until they're 26, 27, 28. So yeah, blame the 76ers. But to put this all on Joel Embiid, that's absurd. You got Jamal Murray averaging like 30 points. Michael Porter Jr. I mean, you got real coaching there. I mean, Joel Embiid has also had a circus of coaching. Coaches that aren't even in the league anymore. Definitely not head coaches. So the 76ers have been poorly run. That's no doubt about that. No denying that. They've made some bad moves. They did a bad job developing Embiid and that team, surrounding him with pieces, just like they did with Allen Iverson. Name all those Hall of Famers that Allen Iverson played with. Name all these champions and name the Hall of Famers. Name the greats that they played with. And we can go down the list. We already know it. So you're expecting Joel Embiid to be able to do something that no other player does. Don't tell me that Jokic carried no one there, because that is nonsense. Jamal Murray having like 20, 30-point quarter. I mean, like Jamal Murray was balling out during that championship run. Hitting game-winning fadeaway shots. Like, again, just stop with that nonsense. Seriously. And Giannis Antetokounmpo. Right, now we're going to act like, you know, it was just all him. If it was all him, why hasn't he been leading them to anywhere close to another ring? Where has it been? Is it because other players had a huge impact on it? Yeah, I think so. Like Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, right? Those players didn't step up huge. Now, please give me the names of all the Sixers players who stepped up huge. You had Tobias Harris. God, such nonsense to lump that all on him. I mean, does Joel Embiid have some blame? Absolutely. Absolutely. But when you see what he's been going up against, the connected teams that he's played against, the teams that are actually well run, well coached, well staffed. I mean, going up against the Miami Heat, against a coach that Colin thinks is one of the best coaches in the NBA. Like, he literally gives him, like, legendary status. I don't know, man. Joel Embiid gets so much unnecessary hate and blame when reality is, like, there should be nothing but, like, sympathy for him at this point. Honestly. Seriously. Just the fact that he's just injured. Because, of course, he wants to play. He loves this stuff. He lives for this stuff. Every time he gets injured, he does every single thing he can do to get back. Every single thing. Wearing masks, braces. I mean, he does everything. He's in such agony. We saw the playoffs last year. There was times that he was screaming in pain. His knee, his face breaking, like literally his eye socket, getting concussed. It's just kind of crazy, man. It really is. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Joel Embiid? Have you sold your stock on the 76ers and Embiid himself? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.